Next important trip that I should talk about is the padayatra that he undertook. Padayatra is the way of life for saints in those days. They used to walk on foot from place to place and then visit the temples, sing songs in praise of that Lord, and then energize the temples in some cases and pray to that Lord to take care of the people around the temple, and then keep some of the tapas there to be used by the people later. So this is the lifestyle of those saints in the past. So Guruji is no exception, and he has been doing that all along. So in the present Janma, he wanted to take such a padayatra in the south. I don't know exactly why he chose that location. Probably there should have been some devotees in that region who are subjected to great difficulties, and they should be praying intensely for some relief from him. I don't know. So the region from Madurai to Tiruvannamalai, that region probably did not get adequate rainfall, and then agriculture was greatly affected. People left their homes and then migrated elsewhere, and there is some kind of backwardness and poverty. Guruji felt that that should be the location where you should walk all the way and then bring in prosperity. So he chose for his padayatra the route from Madurai to Tiruvannamalai, or Arunachalam, what is called. Then he asked me to plan the route with some conditions. He said, with his physical condition at that time, he would not be able to walk more than 30 kilometers a day. At the end of 30 kilometers, I should locate a accommodation for him, either a traveler's bungalow or a hotel or something, where he would halt for the night, do puja in the morning, and then again set to walk in the next morning. So you should do that from Madurai to Tiruvannamalai. On the way, we should also have some famous temples if it is possible, so that we could visit them also. So I could just take the road map of Tamil Nadu and located all the locations, and I will tell them one after another. So the date was fixed. That was 20th of August 1985. He was supposed to be launched from Madurai. So he permitted me and my wife to take care of him throughout the trip. Taking care of him means we should launch him at one location, and then we should go by bus to where he would reach that evening, and then fix the accommodation, fix his everything there, and wait for him at the outskirts of the city, receive him and take him to the accommodation. And the next day morning, after the puja is over, again we have to launch him on the next bit of the trip. So that way he will be covering from 20th August to 4th September a distance of 350 kilometers, all by walk. And at certain locations where there are famous temples, he would go and visit all those temples along with us by walk. No transport would be used anywhere. So we launched him at Madurai on 20th August, and then that evening we received him at Melur, and then I had fixed a traveler's bungalow as far as accommodation, and the first distance of travel was 30 kilometers, and it was very hot that day, and he was visibly very tired, and he developed even high temperature. But anyway, he became all right after a few hours, and next morning he was ready to walk. And that place, Melur, happens to be the place of my mother, and they were landlords. And once upon a time, it was very prosperous, very prosperous. And today, we found that the whole area is barren, and then there were no rainfall for some consecutively for few years, and then the people have left the villages and then migrated to elsewhere for jobs. That's what the Merur was that time. Then the next from Merur, there is a small place called Tirumayam, and through which we could reach Pudukkottai. On the way at Tirumayam, he asked us to stop and then spend some time with him there, and we would proceed by bus and he would walk. Then he remembered everything about what happened to a chieftain called Kattabamman. He defied British, he refused to pay taxes, he could not accept the British rule or supremacy over him, and he was very treacherously tricked to come to some location by somebody else, and then he was caught and he was hanged by the British. So all the story he narrated and showed where all the places such things happened. Then we reached Pudukkottai. It is a small kingdom. In those days there was a Raja there, and then they were sponsoring arts and music. Muthuswami Diksha was attached to that Pudukkottai Raja, or that family. Then after reaching there, he asked me to find out some location where Jains used to meditate and then have their headquarters in that area. Then on inquiry I found about 6 to 7 kilometers from Pudukkottai, there is a place called Sittannavasal where where Jains used to be there, in a kind of a mountainous area. So we walked to that location, and on reaching the place, we could see a kind of a small hillock, and thousands of peacocks were there. Nobody is harming them, they are freely moving around. The moment we reached there, all of them simultaneously made a big cry, as though to receive Guruji. Then Guruji was visibly very happy, and he saw all of them with kind eyes. And then after this noise stopped, there was a peacock which was giving its own sound from a distance. And then Guruji, after hearing it, repeated the same peacock's cry. Then he asked, what is the matter? Then he said, he is my old disciple who has become very old, not able to come to me and receive me here. So I responded to him, he said. So then we inquired about the Jains location, where they were meditating, and we could find very interesting thing. They have carved into the mountain the location for the residence. It is something like, a railway compartment with berths. So stone berths are there where they used to lie down, and then they used to go to a Jain temple there and then meditate. So we saw all that and then returned back to Pudukkottai. After Pudukkottai, we went to Tiruchirappalli. Tiruchirappalli is a very fertile place, and it is on the bank of river Kaveri. And the Srirangam temple is very famous, and close to that temple is one of the Yatras of Shiva, Jambulingam, it's called. In the south there are Pancha Bhuta Lingas. 5 elements are there: earth, water, fire, then air, then sky, Akasha. For all these 5 elements, there are temples which depict those elements. They are known as Panchabhuta Lingas. And Jambulingam represents the element of water. It's a very huge temple, but very not very well looked after. The maintenance is very inadequate. And speciality is when you go near the sanctum sanctorum, you can see continuously throughout the year water will be coming out of the lingam in the sanctum sanctorum. Summer or winter, water will be always oozing out. So that is the speciality of that location. And after that, we went to Tiruvayaru. Tiruvayaru is on the banks of Kaveri, again, very fertile place, all orchards, and very beautiful location, and where Tyagaraja Swami lived all his life. And he composed thousands of songs in the praise of Rama, and there is his samadhi, and then all the idols that he worshipped are also kept there. The moment we reached that location, Tiruvayaru, very interesting thing happened. A young boy, maybe 15 years old, approached us and she said, shall I show you the place? I know every place in this town. Then Guruji said, okay, take us. Then he took us to Samadhi, he took us to Tyagaraja Swami temple there. He took us to Bazaar, he showed us some places there, some 1 or 2 mutts. And then finally when we were about to take leave of him, Guruji just wanted to give him some money or something. Then he just asked him, what's your name? He said, Tyagarajan. Then Guruji smiled. And then next second when we saw he is not there. Who is he? We don't know. Such a thing happened. Not once, 1 or 2 more instances I will come to that later. So after Tiruvayaru, we went to Thanjavur. You have the Brihadishwara temple there, very famous one, built by Rajaraja Cholan. It was the capital of his kingdom. And then it was ruled subsequently by Marathas also. The Sarfojis they are called. They are great lovers of art, music, and then other native sciences like Ayurveda. We visited the palace, Saraswati Mahal Palace, and then there is a very famous library there, Saraswati Mahal Library. We didn't have that much time to go through the library, but we only collected the catalogs. They have made a catalog of all the books they have. They will give, they are all in palm leaves. They would give you the beginning of the line, the end of the line, how many pages are there, what is the condition of the palm leaf, everything they give you. That we got, and very rare material we sculled out of it. After the visit to this palace and then the library, we went to Brihadishwara Alaya, and it's a very huge temple, one of the biggest one in the South India, built by Rajaraja Cholan. And we found not many devotees are there. It contains a Shivalinga which is very huge, and Guruji felt very sad that temple is not being looked after the way it is being done right then. And he said probably a lot of rituals are needed to make it, more powerful, more attractive to people. I don't know. So after the Thanjavur, we went to Kumbakonam. Kumbakonam is a location where the culture is kept intact in every way. We visited the old temples in the city, and It's very famous for brassware, silks and all that. And we stayed at a hotel where very simple, very delicious food was served, and Guruji was very much impressed. Generally, he is very happy with the Tamilian food because he said it is tasty, light, and balanced. About 5 miles from the city, you have the Subramanya Kshetra known as Swami Malai. It's a small hillock with some steps, and then the Lord Subramanya is known as Swaminatha. The legend goes that he gave the meaning of pranamam to his father. That's the story. But Guruji gave a different interpretation. Subramanya is going to come later as our Paramaguru, and he is supposed to give the significance of pranam to the whole world. So he has told his father, this is what I have understood. This is what I am going to tell to the world. Is it okay? Shiva heard it and approved it and nodded his head. That's what really happened. That's what Guruji said. And then the very interesting fact Guruji revealed at that location is that the idol has exactly same dimensions as Guruji at that point in time. Same height, same length of the hands, same length of the feet, same the chest or hip, whatever. Exactly replica, he said. That's one interesting thing he said. Then, after Kumbakonam, Guruji visited Vrindachalam and then Tirukoilur. There are certain mutts in Tirukoilur. He visited mutt and stayed there overnight. And then on the 4th of September, he started in the morning from Tirukoilur, which is about 30 kilometers from Arunachalam. That distance he walked. Somewhere like 4:30 or 5 o'clock, he reached Tiruvannamalai. A little tired, and he took rest there. And that was the end of the padayatra. And after the padayatra was over, I was constantly inquiring from my friends as what is happening on the route. And after 1 or 2 years, I could find out there is a very enormous improvement giving prosperity to the region, either by way of more rainfall, better agriculture, then new industries coming on the way. So the people became more and more prosperous in that region. So this is how it takes place. Then I told Guruji, when the short distance of 350 kilometers of your padayatra gave so much of benefit to the people, why won't you walk all the way from Kanyakumari to Himalayas and give prosperity to the entire country? Then he said, oh, why would I not do it? I have done it, he said. Then don't you remember what I told you in your hometown when I visited? He asked me. Then I tried to remember. He himself told me that when I came to your town, I asked you to show me the Shiva temple. You took me to a river bank and then showed me this is the temple. Then I told, this is not the temple. Tell me another temple if it is there. Then you told that there is another temple, sir, which is 2 kilometers away from this river. Then you took me there and I identified that is a temple which I saw at that time. The river was so wide, and I told you that I know that place and I walked through this place, and in that Janma I walked from Kanyakumari to Himalayas and then to give prosperity to the entire region. That's what happened. So this is not the first time. I had done that earlier. So If a Mahatma walks on the earth gets purified, the atmosphere gets, brightened in all respects, and the people get all the benefit. Sins get reduced. So there is so much of advantage whenever a jnani or a Mahatma lives in a location. He need not do anything. Mere presence itself is good to the society around. That's what it is.